This is why I don't fast as much as I used to. For years and years and years, I was known as the fasting guy. And candidly, I still am. I just don't fast as much as I used to. So I've got 9 clear, honest reasons why I just don't fast nearly as much as I used to. Number 1, I'm at my goal weight. I lost 110 pounds, and fasting was a big part of that. I'm at my goal weight. I'm at 5-6% body fat. I don't know if I need to fast as much as I did before. So full disclaimer, if you're still above the weight that you want to be at, then by all means, I think you should fast whatever feels comfortable for you. Fast as much as it feels comfortable. But for me, I'm at my goal weight. I don't need to lose more. Any benefit that I'm getting from fasting is above and beyond body composition at this point. So I have to be more strategic about how I implement it. It's not just a tool for me to lose weight, it's a tool for me to enrich my life. The second reason I don't fast as much is I need to find that delicate balance of being able to maintain energy. At the end of the day, it's still a very simple equation. If you reduce calories so much through fasting that you start to derail your energy, then you're not doing yourself any good. So I found that delicate balance for myself. If I was fasting every day or I was fasting 5 days a week, my energy would be lower. And even on the days that I did eat, I wasn't able to give it my all in the gym. And I actually noticed that my strength 1 or 2 days after fasting would be weaker than it was even the day of a fast. Because fasting kind of gives you this, I don't know, dare I say, almost magical energy while you have it. But then the reality of it sets in a couple days later. So I needed to find that balance. Can I eat a little bit more? And I didn't want to stuff my face during my eating period on my fasting days. So I just eliminated a couple of my fasting days and had regular eating days. Number 3, I'm an addictive personality. I think you know this by now if you follow my channel. I go 100% in everything that I do, which warrants me a lot of great opportunity, and it really makes my life worth living. But at the same time, I have to keep a delicate checks and balances. If I start getting too into fasting again, I am going to fast too much. Before, I had 110 extra pounds to work with. If I was fasting too much, I might eat away a little bit of muscle, I might eat away a lot of fat. Now, if I fast too much, I start breaking down too much muscle. So it's more important for me to find that positive balance, but to not get hooked on it, where it becomes a mental issue for me. Because like you, I like the way that it makes me feel. And I don't want to go too far. And I want to retain my ability to enjoy fasting. Number 4, I cycle metabolic pathways. And what I mean by that is I go through phases where I try to increase my caloric intake a little bit to try to make sure that I reverse diet, for lack of a better term, or take a diet break where I'm increasing my calories and increasing my activity to try to keep my metabolic rate high. But then I also have periods where I'll fast more, where I'm in more of a what I call AMPK phase, where I'm trying to get more recycling. I'm trying to get more longevity. I say that with air quotes because it's not necessarily scientifically accurate to say that. But no matter what, I'm always keeping my protein high, whether I am restricting calories or increasing calories. And let it be known that I'm never bulking. I don't intend to bulk. If I increase calories, I'm also increasing activity to match that. My goal in increasing calories is not to bulk, it's to increase my metabolic rate by increasing calories and increasing activity. So my overall input and output is more. But with that, my protein stays high. And when I restrict calories and fast more, my protein still stays high. You guys know my channel by now, but I went ahead and popped a link down below for free ground beef for a year from ButcherBox when you subscribe with them. So ButcherBox has grass-fed, grass-finished beef, amazing ribeyes, some of the best New Yorks you'll ever have, and literally the best filet steaks that I've ever had. Filet mignon is out of this world from ButcherBox. All grass-fed, grass-finished, but the one that I use the most is their simple ground beef and their ground bison. I go through those like it's going out of style because it's cheaper than I can get at my local grocery store, especially here in California, and I get it delivered to my doorstep. One, I trust where it's coming from. I know their process. I know things are humanely raised. I know that the quality is there, but also let's be real. I know the taste is consistent, and that's important to me. So that link down below gets you to ButcherBox where you can check out free ground beef for a year when you subscribe with them. I highly recommend you check it out. So link down below. Number 5, my training intensity is higher now. I'm training a little bit more for performance. So before, my goal was losing weight, and I lost a lot of weight. We've made that pretty clear by now. I don't need to, I guess, just reiterate that constantly. But now I'm having more fun with my goals. I'm doing more longer distance events. I'm doing half marathons and marathons for fun here and there. I'm doing CrossFit style stuff. I'm doing competitions here and there. I'm training a lot. And that just warrants more food. And I've never been someone that likes to fast every single day anyway, but now I find that, okay, if I fast 2 or 3 days per week, it gives me days where I can increase my caloric intake and just have more output. My goals are changing a little bit as far as training goes. I'm less about body composition and more about training intensely. Number 6 is I didn't want to think of it as a lifestyle anymore. Fasting is not a lifestyle, fasting is a tool. If fasting is a lifestyle, then you become married to it. And if you have a lifestyle change, it's like an ugly divorce. Why do you want to do that? Diet shouldn't be something that you're married to like you're married to a band, right? Like where you just feel almost disheartened if the band makes a song that you don't like or goes a direction you don't like. Like nutrition is something that's so important to us. You need to think of it as nourishment. And fasting, if you're not careful, cannot seem like nourishment, but it can seem like this lifestyle that you have to follow because it's your lifestyle. So when something clicked in my head one morning, I realized this is something that I want to use as a tool, and it's an effective tool. And I'm not being superior by saying this fasting is a tool in my toolbox. It's me being real. Now I can employ it when I need to employ it. I can deploy it when I need to deploy it, rather. And I can get the most out of it because I know when I'm using it. It also allows me to maintain potency. I can apply fasting for the ultimate effect and pull it away to let my body recharge, and then apply it again when I really want that impact again. Number 7, I was starting to get sleep issues here and there. Probably training demand related as I increased my training, but wasn't necessarily increasing my calories. Or I wasn't taking a day or 2 off of fasting, but I was increasing intensity. You only have so much to give. So eventually I'm living in this adrenaline hyperdrive that's making it hard for me to sleep. And then the cravings come, so fasting gets harder. So then you break your fast, and then you're upset with yourself, and then your training suffers, and then your appetite goes out of whack, then your libido goes, it's a vicious cycle. So I'm like, I gotta course correct sleep. And the quickest way for me to do that was to increase calories, back off fasting to a couple days per week. Number 8, I'm also prioritizing muscle now. Now, not because I want to build muscle and I want to be, the strongest man in the room, the strongest man on YouTube. I couldn't care less. But for me, I want to preserve my muscle because I know as I approach my 40s that my muscle is going to be something that my body starts to break down just with age. And I started thinking of my muscle less as a tool to make me strong and more as this reserve, this reservoir of health that I have hanging off my bones, my appendages, right? This reservoir of integrity and health and longevity is all I got. And if I waste that chasing something that I don't even need because I'm already at my body composition goal, is it really doing me anything positive? So I'm preserving muscle by not fasting 5 days a week. I'm preserving muscle by fasting 2 days per week and letting it remain effective and increasing my calories appropriately on the other days, and occasionally doing a week where I fast for 5 or 6 days just for fun. Lastly, some of it came out of necessity. You see, my kids are getting older. They have swim class now, they have lessons, they have things they have to do early in the morning sometimes, which means that my training schedule, I can't always go to the gym at 6 a.m. and be back at 7:30. I might need to leave the house at 6:45. And I'm not gonna sacrifice my sleep to get to the gym at 5 a.m. every single day. I'd rather sleep. I think that's more important. My point in this is saying that I would usually train fasted, work out, and then I could break my fast later in the day. It'd be no problem. But if I'm training at 10 a.m. some days, or 11 a.m., or even 12 p.m. some days, I don't want to stay fasted until that point because that means I'm training at like 18 hours into a fast every day. That would just not work. So it came out of necessity where, occasionally I would eat in the morning and then train not fasted. It wasn't ideal. I'd love to train fasted. But the point is that those days it was impossible for me to fast because I needed to eat before I'd train. if I was going to train midday. And it just kind of opened my eyes that I can do this a multitude of different ways. So as always, keep on fasting. Do your thing. Don't get discouraged, especially if you're overweight. Like, fast as much as you feel like you need to that feels healthy and good for you without getting addicted. I'll see you tomorrow.